ETH Denver. I don't know that I have a means to tell everyone, so Amanda, would you be willing to tell everyone that I'm live?
Yeah, where?
On Telegram and Discord.
Of course.
Okay.
And you're on YouTube?
Yep, it's the same thing. Just on my phone now.
Okay.
We'll see if people see. You might have to also, I don't know. I know you're busy right now,
No,
but
I got it. We can do that really quick.
I think it would be better if you went onto the YouTube channel first.
Correct.
And no, because there was a scheduled live stream on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you went in the chat, there's some people hanging out in there waiting for it to go live.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this is going to be very unconventional. We're going to basically just do an interactive live stream because my laptop keeps dying because it won't hold a single charge. But we are live and ready to go. We are chilling in this tiny little bungalow here, waiting for the ETH Denver activities to start. Yes, that's me.
Okay. Where's the scheduled one? Okay, gotcha.
The scheduled one has people waiting in it.
Okay.
Yeah. What's going on, MK? Pump ETH, Pat. If I could, I would, Zach. If I could, I would. Unfortunately, it looks like Ethereum and the rest of the market is selling off quite a bit. We are having another little temper tantrum from the market. For some reason, participants just don't want to hold together. Everyone just wants to jump out ASAP. But that's quite all right. Because ultimately, not a single factor, like not any of the market cycle top indicators have gone off yet, which is very, very rare for everyone to be freaking out about the market cycle top being in. And yet none of the technical indicators are suggesting that we're in. Not even like historical indicators have suggested that the market cycle top is in yet. So that should give you guys some reassurance, some stability or comfortability. But also, I understand it's difficult watching the portfolio valuation go down quite substantially. I think early this morning I saw that Bitcoin dominance was starting to tick up again, which again is another one of those things that is just not ideal for our altcoin portfolios, but quit touching your hair, it's perfect. No, MK, I need to touch my hair. I'm getting a haircut today.
You got one yesterday.
I did get one yesterday too. Mm-hmm. Can you see? The sides are shaved. Mandy, who's currently sitting on the ground over there, shaved the sides of my head for my haircut, but then we ran out of time, and so she wasn't able to do the whole thing. So after this live stream is over, I shall be going to get a haircut. What's going on, Cade? How you doing? Welcome into the chat. I don't think I've seen you on these YouTube live streams before. Good morning, Tank. Good morning, Entheosapin. Yo, what's good? Crap, I was in the wrong lobby. I know. I'm always lurking. Let's go, Cade. Bullish. That's what I love to see. Oh, Tank says Mars retrograde is done. The new moon, good news, question mark. I have no idea. That's a Mandy question, but she has to get into work now because I forced her to come travel with me, but she still has her TikTok job she's got to do. So she's sitting on the ground right now, working away. Spend some money going to Barber V-Man. I already booked it for something. It was like Boulder Barbers or something. They're within walking distance of this little bungalow. Jobs are for the bear market. I agree, but she's convinced we're in a bear market right now, so. Oh man, I'm excited. This is going to be a very interesting ETH Denver event. So Research Hub, which is Brian Armstrong's project, is hosting an event called the Roast of DeSci tomorrow at I think 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And they asked me to be the MC and start roasting some of the projects that are going to be there attending the event. So it's going to be interesting. I've not ever gone on stage and talked about anything before, so I'm going to go on and just start shit talking decentralized science in front of the 400 something 500 people who have agreed to go to the event. Now obviously not everyone's going to show up, but it's still going to be a really cool event, and I'm going to attempt to get it recorded so we can make content out of it, but at the very least I will live stream the event. That way you guys can watch as well while it's going on. They might live stream it as well. I just haven't really heard much from them. It was funny because I'm in like a group chat coordinating for the event, and somebody asked like, what's the agenda for the event? And they said, ask that investor. And I was like, whoa. I have not heard a single thing about this. So was I supposed to coordinate the whole thing? But I was fine. I'm just there to go shit talk DeSci. I spotted the texture on the ceiling and can't look away. Now you can't either. Ah, right here. The little dots on the ceiling. It's pretty boring. Cool, man. They choose one of you. I know. It's pretty awesome, actually. Behold the vision. Behold the vision. My computer's restarting. When my computer's done restarting, I'll be able to talk about some of the graphs and everything in the market, and we'll be able to look at some of the news. But until then, we got to just chit-chat about things. I'm curious what you guys think, though. Is the market cycle over, or is it just a little pullback that we're going through? I think it's just a pullback, but I've been saying that the whole time. I agree, Beagle. I agree. Speaking of, though, Bill is getting a little bit of a bounce in the market today. Did you guys see that? Woo! Woo! He's up ever so slightly. I think everyone's getting really tired of the meme crap. Every single time there's a new token that launches and everyone's like, this is going to go to $1 billion. And then it just ends up rugging over and over and over again. When you have literal presidents rugging meme coins, people taking their lives on live stream over meme coins, I think it's a matter of time to just like boycott them. I'm boycotting them. I'm not touching another meme coin for the rest of this cycle, period. Seriously.
Okay.
I'm done with them.
I'm holding you to it.
They're stupid AF.
Yeah.
They don't agree with my investment thesis. I didn't like them to begin with. People were just making good money off of them. And then all of a sudden it's just turned into like that cycle of a life, like the life cycle of a meme coin has just got cut dramatically. It used to be like a month you'd get it running for a little bit, maybe a couple months if you got a good one. Now it's like a good one lasts like 2 or 3 days. If it's live for a week, you've got a really solid one. Like you get in and they rug within the next like 4 hours maximum. It's not over till I say it's over. Let's go, Zach. Bullish. Soul is bleeding bad. I know. It's because of how much people are boycotting memes. Everyone wants to be done with memes, and Solana's the meme coin chain. So everyone's just like, all right, well, it's over then. But it's never over. All right, I'll stop touching. What's good, Dr. Crypto? With as long as Pat has supported DeSci, he should be the go-to source for these projects and functions. You know what? I agree, MK. I agree. And I think that's the general, like, not generalized, but I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit. But as some of the pump science tokens have started to launch, I've gotten a few DMs of some of the devs being like, hey, I've talked to a lot of people, and everyone basically is saying, come back and talk to you and ask for your opinion on this. So what's your take on this? And I'm like, oh, really? People actually know that I sit in the corner making content, deranged content about decentralized science. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are in Denver, Colorado, so it's actually 10 a.m. Eastern or Mountain Standard Time, right? Mm-hmm. 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time right now for me. At least Axon is still holding. Yeah, too bad I'm not still holding my Axon. Share us your most 5 conviction DeSci and AI agent plays apart from Billy. I'll try to. I think as far as DeSci, you guys know I'm an avid supporter of Dynex. We usually have the sponsored thing right above it. Dynex. It's simulated quantum computing, world record quantum computing network. You guys know I like Poseidon DAO. You guys know I like Noble Blocks. You guys know I like Data Lake. And then the fifth one for DeSci is a toss-up between a lot of stuff. I would say bio or research coin. I would say I think Zaya's got some good potential. I think it's tough to say because I really like all of them. Genomes DAO is really, really strong. WellShare's doing some cool things, although I think the Diabetes DAO part kind of like got their community a little distracted away from just WellShare. And then Mudo's doing good. I see a lot of cool DeSci projects popping up. As far as AI agents, I don't know, to be honest. I think Hack is really cool, but everything is down so much, and I really have not spent any time looking into any new investments. I've just been heads down, focused on learning and developing out my own AI stuff for Bill. So it's been like it's been difficult to keep a close eye on the market. Everything's just kind of been going down, so I don't really care to look at it either. Research coin looking juicy at these prices. I think research coin is an easy slam dunk. I really do. I think it's an easy slam dunk. Sometimes talking about vibes, sometimes theory. Yes, lots of things. We talk about a lot of things. I think AI XBT is probably a pretty cool one. I think some of the frameworks like Sora would be really strong for AI stuff. I think Virtuals sounds like a solid one. Bid, but more so the platforms for those, the AI agent tokens, rather than the actual agent tokens themselves. You'll get potentially less returns, but you don't need to pick the winner. You just buy the platform token. Yo, MG, what's good? I have most in research and some data lake for DeSci. Bullish. I think you'll eat. You have certainly seen the drama with the liquidity of bid yesterday and the declarations of the CEO. What is your viewpoint? I actually posted in response to Phil making that comment about like pre-sale farmers dumping or something, like cry harder or whatever he said. And I made a comment underneath it because I just think that that was a really L move on his part. I don't think it was smart for him to do that. And I think that it looks bad for him to be like that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I'll kind of summarize it a little bit. The airdrop was given to us at a price that is currently higher than the token's valuation is right now, which means that we all incurred a taxable event of regular income at whatever price the tokens were airdropped to us. That is income that we owe taxes on, whether or not the coins are there when we go to pay taxes, whether or not we made a loss or a profit on them to the equivalent that the government sees. And so we all owe regular income tax on that airdrop. And so by them, the market went down, and nobody with a smart brain is complaining about the market turning down and the token price being down a little bit. And that is just par for the course in this crypto landscape. But the part that's really shitty is that they limited the amount of liquidity for people to get out of the positions if they wanted to. If they wanted to get out and just dump the price, they now are going to dump the price even more because they're not going to not get out simply because there's not enough liquidity. They're just going to destroy the chart. And that limits and hurts the sentiment behind bid in the short term. The long term, I think it'll be fine, but in the short term, it's not great for that to have happened. And then I think that just his response was just not ideal at all, especially after they reworked the entire airdrop model to make sure that bill agent lockers didn't get the same rate as everyone else because they thought we were just there to farm the airdrop. So I think it's insane. They literally, I told you guys that we went into the creator bid community and we went in before it blew up. Low key, like us launching Bill on creator bid brought a lot of attention into creator bid's ecosystem. Now I think that attention was going to come regardless, but we certainly expedited it. And we went into the community back when it was just like an open talk community chat and asked for someone to give us a referral link so that we could start our agent using someone's referral link and just give them a nice little like boost. And that person, they didn't give him any tokens that were credited from Bill's referral thing because they just assumed it was me referring myself and trying to farm the airdrop. I don't know, but even after that dude reached out and asked, they still just said like, sucks to suck. We're not giving you any points, any tokens for the Bill referral. And so it's just like, I just can't wrap my head around the fact that they literally reworked the entire airdrop mechanism to make sure that Bill and our community didn't get as many points as everyone else was going to get. And it's just crazy. And so I stayed quiet because I do think it's a solid product and I think that they'll improve over time. And like launching a crypto token is not an easy thing. So I get it. I've gone through, you guys were with me when we went through the Noble Blocks stuff. Like things come up that are very, very difficult to deal with. And sometimes a good idea turns into a questionable idea after the fact. So I was giving him leeway, but I think that response was just crude. And that's my take on it. Technically, wouldn't it not be claimable until those tokens hit the actual wallet? If it's in the vault, it's not tied to our wallets. Oh, I don't know if that's true. If that's true, then my point, I guess, is negated a little bit for the taxable side of things. But I think ultimately, questionable regardless. Let the people dump if they want to dump. Who cares? You're hurting by removing the liquidity, you're just hurting the chart more in the short term, which might panic other people into selling who never would have sold. Bid was like 5 to 6 cents when claimable, right? Oh, I don't know. They're not in the wallets yet, right? Because I think not for like, what day did they go live? I feel like we're coming up on the 2 weeks since you were able to claim. You have Quantum, they don't. Agreed, MK. Hell yeah. Although we don't actually have the Quantum yet. We're still waiting for Dynex to finish the QLLM and the QELM. But they said by the end of Q1 they should be good with it, which is really exciting. I think it's really exciting to see that we'll have it hopefully by the end of Q1. But this has never been done before, so it's going to take some time. And it was supposed to come out at the beginning of February, but they hit some roadblocks with that mining exploit that they had, Dynex that is. But when it is out, we should have access to 1,000 qubits, which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. We can run an agent off of 1,000 qubits. Like, yeah. You guys get it, right? 105 qubits is more powerful than 105 qubits is more powerful than a supercomputer. And 1,000 qubits is 900 doublings in computational power. So the amount of we're going to be able to train him very quickly. And I think honestly he might gain a little bit of consciousness. We are very, very possibly on the brink or on the forefront of like a singularity type event with bringing AI to quantum computing and potentially Dynex. And I think it's probably like a 0.1% chance, but the fact that it is a chance that we might actually make Bill as like one of the first sentient AIs is kind of crazy. We'll see though. Honestly, it's such a small, like it's very, very small possibility, mostly just theoretical. But I think that it makes sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. We're not going to get a sentient AI through regular computation. We're only going to get it through quantum computing. And so we're opening the door to that. We're bringing us one step closer to it with Agent Bill. And it's going to be for the good. Hurts your community sentiment doing that? I agree. It would be today if you withdrew the day they allowed us to. Got it. So we should expect a bit of a sell-off. Did you guys, how many of you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys got the Kaito airdrop for the yaps that we were doing? Speaking of more airdrops, the Kaito airdrop for the yaps. Yap from X. Remember that? I posted about it a couple times, but it was really difficult to farm or get any of the points for the yaps. I think I ended up with like a $800 airdrop though, which was pretty cool. And then I just staked it all because I think that they are going to continue to gain market share. I can claim my bid in 2 minutes. Oh shit, Zach's gonna dump the chart. Oh my god. No. I have to get off the live. I have to go dump. Goodbye, everyone. I'm just kidding. Jokes. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking. Oh. Behold the vision, says Poseidon Dow. What's your take? I think it's really, really solid. So I work with Poseidon Dow, so take it with a grain of salt. But they do personalized healthcare, medicine, and research for different diseases that are pretty difficult to solve, but have large implications with genetics, right? And so they're building out a dual token economy behind a DAO. So you get your governance token, and then you get a reward for voting on the different governance proposals. They're backed, or they have an investment from Boost VC, which is Adam Draper's VC firm. Adam Draper's invested in Etherscan and Research Hub and I think Coinbase, but I could be wrong on that one. But a lot of really interesting Web3 projects. And so I think he's got a smart head on his shoulders for it. The two founders of Poseidon DAO are both graduate students that are working aggressively to actually like bring to fruition their ideas at a time where it is really important and really more possible than ever to actually bring personalized medicine to the market. So I think they have a really bright future, and I'm excited to see what happens with it. They are just about to finish up and probably post out with their DApp and then they can start funding some research and getting the ball rolling. It is early. That, like, it's still in kind of its pre-investment phase, and it's an investment DAO. So I think it looks good. I can't move the chart, sadly. Well, not sadly, Zach. That's actually pretty exciting. We don't want you tanking the chart. Have you done your taxes, Pat? What are taxes? You're telling me that you want me to pay money to a ring of pedophiles so that they can go enrich their friends? I don't understand what you're asking. I don't get it. Why would I do that? Just kidding, everyone. Please pay your taxes. It's the most important part of being an American citizen. Paying your taxes is what allows us to have this wonderful and expensive country to live in. So please, everyone, pay your taxes. I'm not even joking, though. Not paying your taxes is like the only way to guarantee you get in trouble. You can do basically anything else and just pay people off, but if you don't pay your taxes, that's basically the only thing that you can do to actually get in trouble. Any CPA recommendations? I actually, if you guys are heavy into crypto, I actually do have someone who I worked with for Blocks who does crypto taxes for people. So actually, yeah, I do have a recommendation for it. It's good. He's really good at what he does. Really good at what he does. And he understands the dynamic with crypto. So like that airdrop stuff and everything, he's really good at it. You can hit me up and I'll try and read the messages, but no promises. Again, I've really just been hyper fixated on learning AI because I feel like while I deployed Bill and he's going good and things are really like moving forward with him, I don't, or didn't, I should say, fully understand how exactly LLMs and AI were working and how I can actually integrate things. And so what was happening was when I'm trying to find different developers to help build out Bill's capabilities, I didn't know the correct questions to ask to get the outcomes that I wanted. And so I really had to, for the last week or two, kind of take a step back to learn the fundamentals behind how all of it's functioning. And it goes a lot deeper than I think I realized, but it's been super, super exciting. Like I didn't realize that I wanted to learn so aggressively. And now I've built out my own little, and I say little because they are little, but little AI agents doing automation tasks for me. And so I gone from, in the span of like 2 weeks, gone from not fully comprehending how LLMs were structured and how AI was working and how agents were able to just be this autonomous creature, to setting up full environments and deploying my own AI agents. Not to the scale that I want Bill to, but it allows me to understand it so that I can then go find the correct devs to help speed up the process with Bill. If that makes sense. Too familiar with the chain gang shortly. What does that even mean? How much are taxes for negative portfolios? No. You get a tax write-off for next year if you make any money. If you lose money, you hang on to that and harvest those losses over a period of time. I just cracked my back just by shrugging my shoulders. It's exciting though. It's a good time to be alive. The market is doing market things, and Michael Saylor just purchased another $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. He almost has 500,000 Bitcoin now, which is just ridiculous. Absolutely just ridiculous. But he is continuing to accumulate more and more and more. On the flip side, I think we just saw, what was it, El Salvador, who's been buying 1 Bitcoin a day, just paused their purchases for a little bit. I think they're getting pressure from the IMF, but I didn't research into it at all. That's just what I saw in a thread. And so they should not bend the knee to the IMF, not while Bitcoin's going up. I get it during a bear market potentially, but not while Bitcoin's going up. And then what else is out there? The Doge emails happened today. So we're going to be getting a lot of fired people from the government probably by the end of this week. And then some more savings to go into the Doge dividend, which I'm pretty sure is going to end up happening. And that is a liquidity injection. Last week, we talked about how they're starting to end QT. So the $55 billion a month of liquidity that they pull out of the market will be stopping. which is effectively $55 billion a month of added liquidity, and that's because of the debt ceiling. We'll see. We always come to an agreement with the debt ceiling, so it's not going to be a big deal, actually, but that argument clouds the Fed's ability to kind of see how their monetary policy is impacting the market. There was also something else that I saw recently. It's okay. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm going to try and get a bunch of interviews with people through ETH Denver, a bunch of DeSci projects. When do you expect altcoin season to start? Altcoin season starts when ETH BTC confirms a bottom and when quantitative tightening is done. When they start QE, historically, it's when we've gotten an alt season. However, I think people are going to front run it a bit just because everyone is watching for that and everyone is aware that that's when it starts. We'll have to see, though. I agree, Johnny. It's confusing. How are there 22 people watching but only 11 likes? Hit that thumbs up button. Ladies and gentlemen, we go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm on my phone and don't know how to hit the like button. That sounds like an excuse, Derek. I also don't know how to hit the like button. Oh, I can turn retouch on so I look handsomer. No, I didn't. Yeah. Never mind, I got it. Bullish. Let's go. Let's go. I'm sweaty because we just walked to the store. And so, yeah, I'm sweaty. Let's see. What else is there to talk about right now? I don't have any news, so all of this is just coming from the top of my head from stuff I've seen. No, I'm going to miss you in Denver again. Are you not in here? Are you not in Denver, Truth? You're not here right now? What the hell, dude? What the hell? You were supposed to be here. We were supposed to have a meetup. Next time, question mark? Next time. I don't know. Do you guys have pieces of information that we should talk about and give thoughts on? What's going on in the market? I can't see anything. Is Bitcoin currently going up or down? What's going on? When laptop fixed? It's not that it's broken, it's just dead. It's one of those non-Mac laptops. And so it just doesn't hold a charge. So I didn't plug it in because we were walking to the store, and then I just plugged it in over there, and it just isn't turning on. It's just dead as a doorknob. Bitcoin chart looks like your hair. So bullish. That's exciting. That is exciting. How long are you here for? I am in Denver until Saturday. Yes. Saturday midday I'll be leaving. But you should come to some of the side events. Come to the Roast of DeSci, and then any other DeSci side events I'll post about to go to. I'm also going to look for AI agent projects or AI agent events and attend as many of those as I can so I can shill Bill to the best of my ability. But anyone who's here in Denver, hit me up. It'd be exciting. Thoughts on Gaussy? I think that the pump science tokens have a good potential. We just have to wait for the market to turn around. They won't do anything until Solana stops bleeding against Bitcoin. What's up with your DeSci agent? TruthSeek. Mandy says hi. We are currently waiting for Dynex to finish building out the QLLM. What?
I like the word Quelm.
The Quelm?
Yeah.
Okay. We're waiting for Dynex to finish building out the Quelm, the quantum enhanced language model, and we are trying to train him on as much data as possible. I'll give you guys a little bit of an update if you guys want like a more techie update, but essentially in order for us to get Bill to run Dynex code to do the simulated protein and the simulated RNA and the drug discovery simulations, We have to build into the framework the ability for Bill to have a more dynamic knowledge base, one that can change with time. Because a lot of the AI agents, you upload the information that you want them to be knowledgeable on, and then that's it. You have to manually upload and update and relaunch the agents every time you want to increase their memory. Or increase their database that they run off of. And so there's a system called a RAG, which is a random augmented generation system. And it's the ability, if you pair it with the ability to scrape websites and PDFs and stuff, you can upload website links or PDFs and it will systematically scrape both of them. It'll scrape anything that you upload to it for more accurate and up-to-date information. So we're kind of building out a RAG system for Bill. And it's funny because as soon as we started building it out, I saw something for a RAR, an RAR, which is supposed to be an upgraded RAG system. So like this space is just developing at a pace that's quicker than anything anyone's ever seen before. And so like, because RAG was just started like 6 months ago, like maybe a year ago, people started working on that stuff. And then all of a sudden it looks like it might be outdated, but we're working on that. And it's a way to get all of the information chunked and vectorized into a database. It's like a 3-dimensional graph instead of just like an X and a Y axis. You also have a Z axis, and it's a 3-dimensional graph that has chunked out pieces of data floating around in that graph space. And that allows the LLM to create connections based off how close these vectorized pieces of data are. But it's weird because you have to chunk each, like say there's a 50-page PDF. I would have to chunk out that entire PDF into small chunks of words, like 250 characters max, maybe 500 max, depending on the framework that you're using. And then it just stays chunked in that segment that Bill would then have to go retrieve that segment if somebody asked him about that segment. And so with the RAG, you're able to make that more dynamic instead of static. Most agents have static knowledge bases. Crazy. I know. It is crazy. It is. Now, the way more advanced agents don't, but generically speaking, most agents just have a predetermined database that they have. And I think a lot of them, like people who are spending time actually building out an agent, have more dynamic databases. And we just have to integrate that into the set, if that makes sense. This will give you guys a good update. You can give me a 1 in the chat if that was worth explaining to. And if you guys appreciate explanations like that, because it's pretty techy. And that's the kind of stuff that I had to spend the last week or two wrapping my head around. You know, I didn't know what a vectorized database was for a RAG system before I started doing this. I don't know. I had to go completely learn that from scratch. So it took some time, but now I feel like I have a good enough understanding of it to then converse with the devs more appropriately. You know what I mean? Rather than just being like, can you please make it so that Bill understands what this website says? And they're like, no, I can't. And then I'm like, all right, let me go figure out what it would take. Oh, there's a RAG. Let's build this. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, let's build it. Appreciate your yap. Let's go, Beagle. I'm seeing 1s in the chat. This is bullish. What was that chunking called? It sounds like the opposite of an LLM. No, so the LLMs are made up of chunked data, pieces of data. So they can't just scrape, like they don't have actual knowledge. These LLMs are not actually smart things. So you need to make small little bite-sized pieces of information that it can compare and contrast next to other bite-sized pieces of information and make connections that are likely to answer the question that you're asking it. Like if you say, don't judge a book by its blank. All of us in the chat right now know that it's don't judge a book by its cover. And with like 99% accuracy, the LLM can use chunked pieces of data to determine that it is likely cover, but it's not 100% certain. It's just a probability that it is don't judge a book by its cover, right? Don't judge a book by its mother. And so, and so it's not that it knows the answer, it just uses context clues from the conversation or from the chunked out data in its LLM to guess what the answer that you're looking for is, which is why it makes up hallucinations so frequently. When you ask questions and it doesn't have the information to make a guess, it just makes something up that sounds reasonable to it. And so if I were to say like, Um, I don't know. Mandy, what's a good thing to say that would have a lot of different answers, like a fill in the blank?
Cats are great for.
Yeah, cats are great for blank. We're all gonna have completely different answers to that, right? And the LLM would not have one that has a strong understanding of what, like, it would not have an option that is high probability to give you an answer, so it's just going to make up answers and it's just going to try and give you something that makes sense. But if previously in the conversation, and this is where the RAG system gets implemented, if previously in the conversation you were saying like, hey, whenever I'm sad, I really enjoy cuddling with my cat, and my favorite thing to do at the end of a long day is to sit and to cuddle with my cat. And I really am so glad that my cat is so fluffy. It's really fun to cuddle with such a fluffy cat. And then you say cats are really great for, then the LLM's going to know that the answer is cuddling because it's got context clues and there are pieces of information that it can put together for it. And then it won't make it up. It will say cats are good for cuddling. But it all depends on what is inside of its knowledge base. And so if the knowledge base is static and not able to learn and adapt, it won't actually do any good. It's no different than just like a predefined chat bot. And that's not what we're trying to do with any of this. This is like a roll-up of conscious models. Yeah. What's good, MJ? Do LLMs make it to or pulling from small sets of bad data to form that conclusion? Yeah, they can, yes. From my understanding, I'm not 100% certain, but from my understanding, yeah. Dude, your hair journey is freaking epic. Let's go, seedling. I love that. I know, it was so long. For the thumbnail, it was super long. Now it's super short and it's getting long and moppy again. I have a haircut today, actually, right after the live stream. I gotta go get my hair trimmed up for the Roast of DeSci event hosted by Research Hub. They asked me to be the MC so that I could go roast some of the DeSci projects that are going to be there, and I need to look presentable. So I went and I got a manicure before we left here. We're going to get pedicures today, and I'm going to get a haircut. Probably not going to get a pedicure today, but that's okay. No, Amanda got super sad.
I need it so bad.
If you use a certain crypto influencer LLM, cats are good for. TJ stole my Lambo. Yes, exactly. The LLMs learn if they have it set up. Otherwise, they'll just be the static bases. Now, some of them will have like an ability to integrate with the conversation, but every time you restart it, it forgets what the conversation was. And so you need a system to take that conversation and upload it into the database, but it has to be a separate database because what if somebody like that certain influencer came in and just complained about TJ's stealing the Lambo for 6 weeks at a time? Every single day, they just fed it stupid and misleading information. And if all of that information were actually put into the database that was running the LLM, you would mess up with its knowledge base, right? Hence why, like, ChatGPT is able to have a personalized kind of response to you when you're talking, but it's different for everyone. It's not all the same because they all have multiple databases that they pull from. Oh, I'll get a petty with Patrick. Yeah. But all that to say, it's been really exciting. It's been really cool. It's been really, really fun to get to learn something and actually put it to use immediately. And so, especially right now, guys, the amount of tools that are out there that can actually like let you do stuff, even if you have no idea what you're doing at first, is more prominent than it's ever been in the history of humankind. There are apps right now, even Grok 3 on X. You can ask it to code stuff for you. The O3 mini reasoning model on ChatGPT, you can ask it to code things for you. There's an application called Cursor that I haven't used yet, but people are ranting about it because of how amazing it is. It will code stuff for you. And so even if you don't know how to code, you go break down the task very specifically as to what you're trying to do, and then go to any of these like more advanced AI models and feed it the task you're trying to do, and then start asking questions and chunk out it in your own head how you're going to get from A to B, or even ask the LLM to do it, chunk it out for you, and then have a long conversation with it and troubleshoot with it and run it and implement and break it and try it and send the error messages back to the LLM that you get when you're trying to code these things. And you can make stuff really quickly. You can make stuff really quickly. And there's other systems out there. There's other applications that you actually don't even need to have any code in it. You have to kind of understand the like flow of coding and the logistical like if-then statements within coding to do it, but that's very common sense. And so you like a little like 1 hour long YouTube video and you would understand a lot of them pretty easily. And then you can just get creative. You can just get as creative as you can possibly be. Damn, Zaj, why are you so late to today's live stream? What the hell, dude? What the hell? I don't like that you can go back and look at your previous queries or answers on Grok. Oh, yeah, I agree, David. I agree. I wish that there was a history of chats with Grok. Well, that's why I don't really use Grok. I use ChatGPT. Oh, your family's sick. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I hope that they recover swiftly and rapidly. And I hope everyone in the chat also gives you well wishes. I went through a loop with Grok where it kept saying my dream job was drop shipping every time. Sometimes they get stuck. They're pretty stupid right now. But that's where now, all right, let me pick this up. And I think I'm going to end this on this statement, okay? So I just kind of explained roughly, right? I'm not an expert, but I explained roughly how these LLMs are actually able to answer you and give you information and actually be useful. It's not that they actually know any of the information. It's that they're able to parse through immense amounts of data to make logical connections that have a high probability of answering your questions and providing solutions for you based off of context clues in the conversation with you, but also in their knowledge database, which means they need to be able to sort through all of the applicable knowledge that they have very quickly and accurately with limited errors in order to get back to you. Otherwise, they're just going to make stuff up and give you wrong and misleading information. What is the one avenue, the one new technology that is emerging, which is designed and implementable for high volumes of data? Complicated question, but it's not that complicated of an answer. The answer is quantum computing. Quantum computing allows for you to parse through high levels of data to make probabilistic determination outcomes easier to achieve. And that is all LLMs and AI is doing, is guessing answers to things that you ask it. Now, obviously, that's going to become more fluid and more applicable as we advance further and further. Like in 5 years, it's going to look way different than it does right now. It's very rudimentary right now. But also in 5 years, there won't be a single AI or LLM that is worth using on a classical computer. The only ones that will be used will be on quantum computers because those computers are the only ones capable of handling that much data. Believe me, don't believe me, I don't care. Anyone who sees it, and I hope you guys see it. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this is worth investing into.
Hi, everybody. Bye.
I appreciate you guys being here. I'm sorry it was a little bit late, but as you can see, it's on a phone right now. So yes, exactly, C90. Quantum, Dynex, let's go. They say hello, Mindy. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.